All right. Call the meeting to order. All please rise. Can I ask you to join me in a moment of reflection on the business that's before us this evening? And please join me in a pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please take the roll.
Alderman Basso.
Here.
Alderman Violet.
Here.
Alderman Clifford.
Here.
Alderman Key.
Here.
Alderman Kramarski.
Here.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Here.
Alderman McGovern. Alderman McGrogan.
Here.
Mayor, City Clerk, and Treasurer, and Attorney.
All right, no special presentations tonight that I'm aware of. Under the consent calendar, I've got two items, the approval of minutes of a city council meeting from March 2nd, 2021, and along with the approval of the payroll and voucher list for the period ending March 12th, 2021.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Clifford. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Violet. Discussion, roll call.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Kramarski.
Yes.
All right, sealed bids. Under my report, just a couple of things tonight. Yesterday I recorded on Channel 4 my state of the city for the last year, and kind of ironic. I remember a little over a year ago, the way we normally had given that speech was at the Chamber of Commerce, and who would have thought a year from now, things have changed where this year we couldn't have it in public basically, and we couldn't get enough people in the room. So we just did it on a tape, and it'll be on Channel 4 within the next week or so, and then maybe on some social media. So keep apprised of that. Just kind of an update as far as I know I've been telling you what's going on. As you know, I sit on the COVID task force in the Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus, and we met last Thursday afternoon with the governor's staff, and had given them some proposals and finalized some proposals as far as going into a mitigation from phase 4 to phase 5. The original intent under the governor's proposal was to keep us in phase 4 until we were totally qualified for phase 5, then go into phase 5, and we kind of said that didn't make a lot of sense. We could kind of maybe go into phases, and so actually I got an email about 5 o'clock tonight that the governor is going to hold a press conference tomorrow at 2 o'clock and make an announcement that the new phased-in mitigation going from phase 4 to phase 5. So we're going to starting to see some movement being announced tomorrow at 2 o'clock. So to give you a little insight what's happening in our state. So it may move some of the thresholds as far as capacity for different venues, whether it be weddings or outside events. Maybe indoor dining may go from 50 to 60. Instead of going gradual steps based on. My understanding is it's probably based on vaccinations. Is what they're going to use as bogey on it. But that's something we've been working on, and so we're going to start to see some movement there. That being said, we in the city are planning on our full summer programs. At least we're going to plan that we will still have our 4th of July parade. I know Jen Case sent out the announcement yesterday asking for people to sign up for the parade, and thank her for all her work in that parade. She's been running for the last couple of years. The fireworks are still going to be scheduled. We're going to try to do that along with the concert series and the car classic. So unless something changes, that's the intention to go through with our stable of events that we have for the summer, and hopefully it'll be summer that we can enjoy, unlike last summer. So that's all I actually have. City Clerk?
No report.
City Treasurer?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is the Treasurer's report for February 28th, 2021. The general fund began the month with $2,411,119. Revenues came in of $1,171,647. Expenses in the general fund were $818,692. Other source use, $10,796, giving an ending cash balance in the general fund of $2,774,870. The total of all funds began February with $17,537,576. Revenues totaled $1,931,744. Expenses for February were $1,320,654. Other source use, $258,807, giving an ending cash balance in all city funds of $17,889,860. That concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
All right, entertain a motion to approve the treasury report.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Clifford, is there a second? Second by Alderman Violet, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. City Attorney?
No report.
Any communication, anyone have? Okay. Citizens wishing to address the council, is there anybody on the? No. All right, Finance Committee, Alderman McGrogan?
Mr. Mayor, I have a brief statement I would like to go over. Despite the fact that we don't have anything to report officially on the agenda, that doesn't mean that the Finance Committee and the city's finance department aren't busy on a month-to-month basis. In fact, we're quite busy, and it's that way pretty much every month. And, you know, I started this a couple of months ago, and I think under finance, I want to kind of give a report every once in a while. But in particular, over the last week, I've noticed some comments on the social media network for people that are running for different offices within the city and the way the city is being managed. And I'd like to address some of those statements about the lack of information that we provide to the residents of the city, which I think is unfounded, especially when it gets to finance. One candidate's even suggesting that the city's financial information isn't readily available, and there's a lack of transparency in the information that we provide to the residents. I strongly disagree with that statement, especially since many of us have been members of the Finance Committee and other committees, and I've been chairman of the Finance Committee and a member since 2001. Okay, so in 2001, many of the members of the current administration, including the mayor, were elected into office. Some, including Alderman Komarski, were actually prior to 2001. Palos Heights, at that time, was in the red and was not one of the best cities in the state of Illinois for financial considerations. I lost my place. And some of the mismanagement at that time was costing the city thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, because we had high bonds and some unfunded pensions, all of which are big concerns. Many of the cities today that surround us still have those concerns. They haven't improved. And we are in really great shape on all those funded pensions. So I think that's really a positive, not a negative. And going on, let's see. So each and every month over the 20 years, residents who either attend or watch the proceedings on Channel 4 can see the steady improvement in the city's financial condition. Actually, even Channel 4 has improved quite a bit since 2001. They do a great job. So just prior to these comments that I'm making, the city treasurer, Jim Dam, reported Palos Heights financial numbers, which indicated the city is in excellent shape with just under $18 million in assets set aside to run the day-to-day operations. These funds are used to manage the city on a daily basis, reported each month in an excellent report compiled by the city's financial group headed by Janice Colvin. Janice and Jim Dameke work closely together during the month to make sure that all the expenditures are accounted for and reported within the city, and especially to Mayor Strauss and all the aldermen that are sitting here. Let's see, where was I? Okay, I'll keep this going so it's not late, because some of us have things to eat probably later. I'm often asked questions by residents. What does the city do with all that money? My answer is the funds are in numerous accounts. In particular, with the aging of the city, we keep a substantial amount of money in the water and sewer fund. That's to cover things like broken pipes, etc. The committee does a heck of a job allocating those funds. We also have a general fund, a drug enforcement set-aside fund, and others, like the motor fuel fund. In all, we have over 20 different types of accounts, which are managed by the city. Those four areas I just mentioned comprise about 90% of the total dollars held on the account. That's of that 17.8 million that the treasurer reported. The other 10% is scattered around other funds. So, as an example, tonight, over several $1 million is to be voted on later by the committees to run this city. In the mayor's opening remarks, he recommended approval of payment of voucher list, which is successfully voted on. That report encompasses over 7 pages of every single expense item that the city paid during this last period of time. Such items as, what's on that report? How could there be so many? Fuel, utilities, staffing, training, batteries, tires, employee expenses. Hundreds of items are covered in the report. It's 7 pages, it's available, and it's the opposite of the lack of transparency, in my opinion. I don't see how we could create any more information for residents, and I think most residents realize what a great job the city has been doing in that regard. As I mentioned, these funds are managed by the city treasurer, Jim Dameke, along with Janice Colvin, and overseen by the city manager, Dan Nivasek, who they work closely with, along with the staff members, to make sure all the items are covered and every expense is reported. These reports are submitted to the Finance Committee for review, as well as all the aldermen and the mayor each month. And lastly, I would just tell you this: as a career banker and a lender of billions of dollars over 4 or 5 decades, I could only wish that every business, family, and city had the financials that Palos Heights has. The city's improvement over the last 20 years is really remarkable and a testament to all the people sitting in this room. In short, we owe a real great gratitude to the mayor, his team, Dan, Janice, Jim, and Charlotte, who are the office staff who account and provide all this information so that we can review it, approve it, and ask questions. Your hard work is evident in the reports that you prepare and submit, and thanks for working, especially during these rough COVID times. So that's the end of my brief remarks. I just think that, when you look at the statements, and if you were to go to other cities and sit in their meetings, everyone here would be able to hold their head up high about the job that is being done by people in this room and the people that surround this room on a day-to-day from 8 to 5. A great job. So that's the end of my report.
Thank you, sir. Public safety, Alderman McGovern's not here.
I'll take it.
Can I take it?
Yes, we take it. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Motion to adopt an ordinance updating section 71.070 of the city code. Quote, driver and passenger required to use safety belts.
Moved by Alderman Clifford. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Violet. Discussion. Roll call.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Kromarski.
Yes.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye. That's the end of Mr. McGrogan's report, or Mr. McGovern's report.
All right. Municipal grounds and property, Alderman Basso.
Yes, Mayor, I have no items on the agenda this
Too many
evening.
Very good.
mix.
Planning and zoning, Alderman Clifford.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Motion to adopt an ordinance granting B1 special use with the B district at 12330 South Harlem, United Trust Bank.
Moved by Alderman Clifford.
Second.
Second by Alderman Key. Discussion. Roll call.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Kromarski.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye. I don't know if there was a request, somebody said there was, that they were doing a build-out, they wanted to do a build-out a remodel in there, and they asked about experiencing it, and so I I wonder if they were talking about waiving the rules on this or
There's
not.
nothing to waive. It's-
You know,
we passed
okay,
it.
then we'll just leave it as is.
Right.
And that being said, that'll be the end of my report.
All right, fine. Thank you, sir. Recreation, Alderman Key.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to approve the hire of Sertoma Center for general cleaning of 4 washrooms in Community Park from April 1st through October 31st, 2021, in the amount of $5,950.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Key, second by Alderman Clifford. Discussion, roll call.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Kromarski.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes. Then I'd like to make a motion to approve a memorandum of understanding with Experimental Station to ensure compliance with the USDA grant for the Farmers Market Link Program.
Moved by Alderman Key. Is there a second? Second by Alderman Violet. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And then finally, I'd like to make a motion to approve the intergovernmental agreement with Palos Heights School District 128 to use Independence Junior High facilities for the summer day camp program. And there's no financial exchange.
Moved by Alderman Key, second by Alderman Violet. Any discussion? Let's do a roll call on that.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Kromarski.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
And that concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Alderman Kromarski, Roads and Construction.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Move to approve a resolution for construction on state highways for the years 2021 and 2022, and this is in lieu of a bond.
Moved by
Second.
Alderman Kromarski, and second by Alderman Clifford. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Kromarski.
Yes.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Move to approve an engineering agreement with Morris Engineering for construction engineering on the 123rd Street Rehabilitation Project in the amount of $175,151.83.
Moved by Alderman Kromarski. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Clifford. Discussion.
That's the FAU route that was proposed from
That's
from
correct.
76th Avenue to,
To Harlem Avenue.
to
That's
Harlem.
correct.
thank you.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderman Kromarski.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Move to approve a local public agency agreement for federal participation with IDOT for the 123rd Street Rehabilitation Project in the amount not to exceed $1,838,564 and accept the low bidder of Lindahl Brothers.
Moved by Alderman Kromarski. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Clifford. Discussion. Roll call.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Kromarski.
Yes. Move to approve posting of the 2021 MFT road program to go out for bid.
Moved by Alderman Kromarski. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Basso. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And I have an announcement, Mr. Mayor. This is from the Public Works Director. Last week, IDOT conducted a pre-construction meeting for the Harlem Avenue repaving project, which came about pretty quickly. The project limits stretch from 159th to 111th along Harlem Avenue and will include an 1 3/4 mill and overlay along with some medium improvements and several ADA crosswalk improvements within the city of Palos Heights. Gallagher Asphalt, the contractor performing the work, noted that the work on the ADA crosswalks will begin on April 1st, 2021, along with some asphalt patching beginning on April 12th. Roadway resurfacing will commence in the beginning of May and will be completed roughly 2 miles at a time. Gallagher also noted that Harlem Avenue will be clear for the 4th of July parade. And Mayor, I would also like to say that with this up-and-coming project on 123rd Street, as I've been chairman of Roads and Construction, my committee, along with Public Works and Morris Engineering, has overseen in excess of $20 million in grants and MFT funds and general funds for road improvements. And that's the end of my report.
Thank you, ma'am. License, permits, and franchises, Alderman Lewandowski.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have no report this
All
evening.
right. Water and sewer, Alderman Violet.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
I move to approve payment to the National Auto Fleet Group in the amount of $152,204. Let me say that again, $152,204 for the purchase of a 2020 Ford Super Duty F-59 custom step van. This purchase was approved in February of 2020 at the City Council meeting at that time, and the vehicle is now ready for delivery.
All right. Okay, moved by Alderman Violet. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Lewandowski. Discussion? Roll call.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Kromarski.
Yes.
And I would like to announce that the regularly scheduled meeting of the Water and Sewer Committee next week, March 23rd, is going to be canceled.
All right. Thank you, sir. Anything else? That's it.
That's the end of my report.
All right. Business and Economic Development, Alderman Key.
No report, Mr. Mayor.
Alderman McGovern's not here, so I assume he's got no report. Any old business anyone has?
Old business.
Yes, sir.
I was just wondering, Mr. Mayor, if there's been any discussion about the topic I brought up last week about General Iron moving to the southeast side, as far as weighing in as to the appropriateness or the acceptability of such a.
Well, I heard it was in federal court as of the end of last week, so I didn't do anything on it, to be honest with you.
Okay, and it's not that far away for us not to worry about it, in my opinion.
Okay.
That's my concern.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other old business? Citizens wishing to address things? There's nobody here. Any new business?
New business.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Do you have something?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, I'll wait.
Okay. So, under Alderman Komarski's report, and in the package, on page 48, there's a map, and it shows the different streets from each of the alderman's wards that are going to be in the roads program. I know already people have been asking about the fourth ward, and in case they're watching, maybe it'll eliminate a few phone calls. The plan is tentatively for Winnebago to be done between Manitoba and Ashnala Drive, and also, Manitoba will also go down to Ashnala Drive, and then a portion of 71st Court, just east of Harlem, will also be done. And each of the ward, or each of the streets are identified in there in case any residents call. We all have the information to provide.
And we'll post it on the city website,
Okay,
too. So.
great. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay. Alderman Clifford?
Mr. McGowan was reading there, whoever that letter came from, about what has been done and not done around the city, and since this administration has, helped the city and took it from obscurity and disgrace to a place of pride and joy. And some of those accomplishments, and we talk about financial responsibility or fiscal transparency, is how the city went from red to black. And in doing that, I'd like to just mention a few things that were taken care of. The Metro bonds are retired, the road bonds are retired, the library bonds are retired, low levy increases, water bills were held at bay to keep them low, ongoing road program year by year, a garbage contract to benefit the city and the health and residents. Healthcare costs were cut down. Renovation and all and most parks are completely done for recreational needs of the citizens in the Palos site, and a proposed parking lot at Lake Catherine. Among the things that have happened here, not only that the new rec center was built under budget, in case somebody forgot, it saw substantial savings. Everyone knows this election year, and everyone knows how that goes. So I'd just like to say, because this may or may not be my last time here, but I would just like to say this. I am inspired, as hopeful as I've ever been in my life, that this election does nothing to diminish my way I feel about my Ward 2 residents and or our city. I want to thank the groundswell of support I've received from my passionate supporters. Not a dime was taken by anyone. And all the people, all the time. I'm there for you. I serve my country. I now serve you. And I'd like to thank everyone out there. End of my report.
Thank you, sir. Any other new business?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Alderman Basso.
a couple of items. First, before I forget, I would like to thank Palos Heights Police Department for stepping up and trying to make a program to help our senior citizens, or any citizen in Palos Heights, connect with a vaccine shot. If you're having trouble doing that, you're advised to call the police department. I'd also like to, again, thanks and congratulate Channel 4 for being able to put their programming together and to put as much information out as they have in the past on their bulletin board. Also, the office staff that works to put out all the emails that the council and all the people in this room receive. I'm just wondering if it would be possible to make a newsletter available to the citizens that hit their phones or their computers directly, rather than instructing people to check our website, or information is on the website, or go to the website and find this, that, or the other thing. I know some towns are doing that, and it sounds like a pretty terrific idea, especially with the situation that Alderman McGrogan just emphasized about transparency. I mean, people would get first-hand information maybe on a weekly basis or bi-monthly basis or whatever, and certainly up-to-date information about such critical things as the virus shots. So I know that there are helpful hints out there everywhere, but to make a small analysis of what's going on, everybody knows what's happened with their trying to connect to make a virus shot, get a virus shot. It's very complicated and frustrating. If anybody's tried to get their driver's license renewed this past year, they'll also find that that was a pretty harrowing experience. People were lined up around the block, 95-degree weather, just to go in and get a license renewed. I understand from someone that just had their license renewed that they're going to start trying to computer program to make appointments to get your license checked or renewed. I can only say that I hope it's better than the program they have going on currently, but I tried to renew my wife's driver's license online. And a 5-minute process took over 40 minutes because there are numerous sites online for the Illinois Driver's License Facility program. And to connect the right one, even though you have a code and you have an appointment, is very frustrating. So in short, I'm just wondering if we had the capability and we could work on a community newsletter that would go out to every resident. If they don't want the newsletter, they could easily just hit delete on their phone and they're done. They've got the information that the aldermen are talking about and that the citizens need.
Well, we do have that already.
Well, I don't get one. I get one from the city for the city thing. But
I mean, what is the city for the city thing? We have a city newsletter that goes out to anyone who signed up for it. Yes.
well, how are the residents getting it?
It goes out, we have an email address, there's a list they can sign up, either call City Hall, or else we have a list in the foyer there, they actually sign up, and
How does a resident sign up for that?
I was just telling you that. There's a list outside the door right there, they can sign up with their email address, or else just call City Hall and give us their email address. And we send it out at least on a monthly basis, if not more.
All right, well, apparently that's one of the items that obviously isn't readily known to most people. Could that information be put on the back of a water bill, or could that information be distributed through the regional a couple times a year to suggest to people that
Sure.
they signed up for the newsletter? So
Sure.
that,
No problem, it's very easy. If we have your email address, it's easy to do. That's the.
well, thank you.
Sure.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes,
We talked about this briefly last month. I was just wondering, since you have a line of communication with the new president of Palos Northwestern Hospital, would it be possible, because I very seldom see any statistics or results about, how they're doing, how many vaccines are being distributed, and maybe in future meetings or put it on our TV site, make an offer to the hospital to say, you know, our residents would love to know
Sure.
where you stand, what the program is, and because I've had people call saying, how come a community hospital that's located in our city, it's so hard to get appointments? And I'm just bringing it up that maybe if we provide some answers or say how busy they are, that would stop
Sure,
some of
glad to.
the questions,
Glad to.
okay?
Sure.
Are
No
you
problem.
talking about Northwestern Health?
Yeah, this hospital right here, Palos.
I got an email from them the other day. If you're on or have it belong to Palos Health or Palos Health
Right.
chart, or have a doctor there, or been there, you're on their list.
Right.
They sent out an email to everybody that's on that list that COVID vaccinations will be coming shortly. That was a while ago. Recently, I just got my second shot yesterday at Walgreens, but I also received, just before that, a letter asking me to sign up to get a shot at Palos
that's
Health there. And there was a thing a mile
Right.
long on there of picking dates. So
Oh,
those
great.
people that are out there, they should be getting notified.
Yeah,
And that there was plenty of dates on there to sign up on.
Most
So-
hospitals are working off their my count lists, is how
Yeah.
they're doing.
But what I mean is,
But we can easily do that. That's not a problem.
they really have accelerated it
Mhm.
now that it's in
Now that they have
place,
vaccines,
because
yeah.
I was amazed at section after section of the dates and times that were available
Right.
for a
Glad to.
shot anyway.
Okay, so I'm glad to. I'll have them communicate. No problem.
Mr. Mayor?
Sure. Sure.
Go ahead.
The next scheduled meeting is Election Day,
Right.
April 6th, and I was wondering if we're going to meet or not.
Probably not. The intention is not to meet Election Day.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that like official, like right now?
That's official as of now, yes.
Okay.
It'll be canceled. Yes.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes,
just
sir.
so that Alderman Basso brought up a point, I used to talk about this under economic development. I'm assuming that camera's working. But if you go to the city website, right towards the top, it says, "How do I?" If you hit that, it will bring up a thing that says, "Sign up for notifications," just to the right. And if you do that, you can create an account, and you'll get an email every month. And it's twofold. One is from the city, but it's not just about city stuff. It includes stuff from the police department, the
Right.
library, what's going on at Lake Catherine. But I would suggest everyone call all those different entities, because the library has their own newsletter that goes out every month. I get one from Lake Catherine. I'm sure the college has one, and the college has a lot of COVID screws up with everything, but the college has a bunch of programs that our residents could be involved in too. So the hospital has programs also. So all those different entities have their own ways of communicating through email. So just call them and give them their.
But if you go right to our website, there's a place to sign up.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Right. Anything else? Entertain a motion to adjourn? All in favor?
Aye.